I am a web developer. Should I be concerned about ChatGPT and other AI models replacing me? Should I be concerned about not being able to make money anymore as a web developer? Should I look for a different career? Will I stop making money as a web developer? Am I going to go hungry and starve to death? I mean, these are the kinds of questions that I've been getting from a few students of mine, and it's also become a discussion online. People want to know, what is the future of web developers and web development now that AI is taking over? Well, in this video, I'm here to share my thoughts, and let me just start off by saying that I don't have with me some sort of giant crystal ball. All I have is my flask of coffee. That's all I have with me. I cannot see into the future. I am not Nostradamus. So there is a possibility that what I'm about to say in this video is going to be completely wrong. But I do believe from my experience that even if I get certain things wrong, the overall bigger picture, I think I'm going to be right. Okay, so let's begin. In order to understand the future of web developers and web development with AI, we actually need to go back into the past, okay? Go back to like 98, 99, 2000. Back then, if you wanted to develop a website, you had to be an actual web developer. You needed to know how to use HTML and CSS and PHP, and then JavaScript eventually came along, right? If you were just a regular individual with no background in web development, good luck trying to build your own website. No, you actually had to hire a web developer. But then fast forward to about 2010, 2011, when WordPress was first introduced. Now, for the first time ever, regular people with no background in web development could actually build their own blogs. They could spend 20, 30 minutes, they would have their own blog up and ready. Now, at that exact time, 2010, 2011, WordPress still wasn't this real threat to actual web developers because it was still in its early stages. Back then with WordPress, you had limited plugins, limited themes, and in fact, you could only build actual blogs with WordPress. You couldn't build like a business website or a social media site. But now, fast forward to about 2014, 2015, this is when WordPress really started to evolve, really started to become more sophisticated. We now had a lot more plugins, a lot more themes. WordPress had evolved to the point where you could build business websites, even social media sites. There used to be this plugin called BodyPress, I believe it was. You could build like message boards and chat rooms, things like that. So back then, I remember very, very well, we actually had this same conversation that we're having right now. People back then were concerned. They were thinking, oh, wait a second, WordPress might actually replace web developers because now people could easily build their own websites. They didn't necessarily need a web developer anymore. Now, fast forward to 2020/2021, just before the introduction of ChatGPT, the ability to build a website, the ease, it was at all-time high because now we had Elementor. We had so many plugins, thousands of plugins, thousands of themes. WordPress had evolved to be able to build almost kind of any kind of website out there. WordPress was already powering almost 40%, I believe, of the entire websites on the internet. But we all know that the demand for web developers and WordPress developers never went away. It was always there. And in fact, if anything, WordPress actually ended up creating even more jobs for web developers and even businesses. Do you know how many businesses were created as a result of WordPress? Businesses that develop plugins for customers, businesses that specialize in theme production, businesses that specialize in WordPress security, businesses that specialize in WordPress SEO, and so much more. WordPress, this supposed threat to web developers, actually ended up creating millions and millions of job opportunities for web developers. So WordPress revolutionized the way websites were being built. And I believe that that is the exact same thing that's going to happen with AI. See, you're thinking AI is going to replace web developers because AI has will make it so easy for people to build their own websites. Well, let me ask you this question. Just before the introduction of ChatGPT, how easier could it possibly get for a regular person to build their own website? If they had hosting, they had their domain, they've installed WordPress, it is so easy from that point on. You can install Elementor Pro. You can install Spectra Pro. You install that plugin, you have access to templates, pre-built templates for any kind of website you're looking to build. You had pre-built templates for blogs, for businesses, any kind of website out there. You simply install the template or install a theme, change a few things, and you're good to go. The ability to create a website was already at an all-time high in terms of like ease. You didn't need to be a web developer. You didn't need to know how to use HTML or CSS or PHP. You didn't even need to know how WordPress works behind the scenes. All you need to know is how to install WordPress, install a few plugins, install your theme, maybe make a few changes here and there, and that's it. You're done. You have your website. But despite that, the demand for web developers never went away. So now we've got ChatGPT, AI is here. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Okay. Sure, you can tell ChatGPT, hey, give me the code to do this, and ChatGPT will give you that code. But guess what? You still need to know how to apply that code. It's not like ChatGPT or any other AI model out there is simply going to spit out the entire website for you, all the code, everything, and all you need to do is just to take a snapshot of that, the website, and then all of a sudden it's live on the internet. No, there are still things that you as a person, you will have to do all by yourself. There will never be a time, in my humble opinion, there will never be a time when AI is so advanced that you just say, hey, ChatGPT AI builder or website builder, build me a website with 5 pages for my business. My business is this, and then register it on the internet, and that's it. And then ChatGPT just does everything automatically, registers it for you on the internet, and boom, it's now live. I don't think we're ever going to get to that point. So no matter what, the human touch will always be needed. Think about this, okay? People generally either simply don't have the time to learn how to use ChatGPT to build websites. If they didn't have the time to learn how to use WordPress or Elementor, do you honestly think they're going to have the time to learn how to use ChatGPT? I don't think so. And then second, people simply just prefer to interact with an actual human being. Yes, AI can become so advanced and so realistic, but at the end of the day, it's still artificial. It will never be able to replace that human touch, human creativity, human empathy, human interaction. AI will never be able to replace that. So for most people, yes, ChatGPT is awesome for certain kinds of things, but when it comes to actually building a website for their own needs, they will still rather much prefer to interact with an actual person. So I do believe that ChatGPT might take away, well, not ChatGPT specifically, but AI in general, might take away a few other jobs from certain web developers and so on. But I believe what it will really do is that it's going to revolutionize the way we web developers go about our work. We will now be able to use AI to become more efficient in the way we build our websites, build websites faster, and of course, assist us. Now we can tell AI that, look, I'm having this trouble. Can you help me sort out what the issue might be? And AI will figure it out for us. We might be having problems with our code. We can put the code into AI and say, hey, AI, can you troubleshoot this code? And AI will say, hey, yeah, this is the problem with the code. Change that. It's going to make us a lot more efficient. AI is not going to replace web developers. I don't think so. And I don't think it will ever happen. Okay, so I hope I've been able to put you guys at ease. For those of you who are concerned that AI is going to replace web developers, I don't think that's going to happen. However, with that being said, let me just put out a word of advice, okay? You need to move with the times, okay? You can't afford to be static. And the reason why I'm saying this is because going back into the past, when WordPress was first introduced, I remember there used to be this huge debate between the purists, those who would say, if you use WordPress to build a website, then you're not a real web developer. You know, we real web developers, we use HTML and CSS and JavaScript and PHP. If you use WordPress, you're not a real web developer. Believe it or not, we used to have that huge debate back then. There were this just group of people who believed that, oh, you don't have the right to call yourself a web developer if you use WordPress to build websites. How naive these people were. A lot of them refused to learn WordPress and they got left behind. So don't be like them, okay? Evolve with the times as well. You need to learn how to use AI. Learn how to use AI to make your work a lot more efficient. Learn how to use the right prompts. Learn how to ask ChatGPT the right kinds of questions. Learn how to apply the code that ChatGPT gives you. Learn where to apply that code on your website to make it better. And of course, you need to keep learning new things. I would recommend becoming quite good at JavaScript, okay? If you don't know JavaScript, learn how to use JavaScript. And if you're going to learn a programming language, I would highly recommend you pick Python, because Python is one of the most flexible programming languages and it's also quite easy compared to other programming languages. The point I'm trying to make here is that keep improving yourself, okay? Keep improving yourself. Make it as hard as possible for AI, or in fact, another human being to replace you. You need to keep improving, keep learning new skills, becoming more and more marketable, more efficient, more productive. Don't just rely on, oh, I know how to create plugins, I know how to use WordPress, so I'm just going to stay there. You will get left behind. Keep advancing yourself, keep learning new skills, and I believe you will be fine. So that's my take on the future of AI and web developers and web development. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. Put your comments down in the comment section below and I will answer them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and share the video with anyone who you feel might benefit from it. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. My name is Alex. I make videos around WordPress and web development. So if you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. So stay safe out there and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.